Hey guys, I know it's been a really long time since I've been working so much, but um, today is August 27th and I'm going to give you my very sad garden tour. As you can see, nothing ever got done with these flowers, perennials or annuals. I've planted some out here and there in containers and stuff, but those are the tomatoes that were in the window. Kind of see this stuff is past its peak. Something ate all the oregano, so that's gone. The thyme, it ate all the thyme too, just the branches are left. You can see everything's overgrown. Because you can see the cucumbers are basically all dead. And that is because ones like this got left on there for so long. And once you let them go to the point of being that large, or even like this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see this one. Once you leave them on, probably even less than that size, probably half that size, it kills your plant. So basically, we've been getting off the cucumbers that were left over or that were going to grow, but as you can see, all these little babies, they're probably not going to turn into anything. They're going to dry up and basically shrivel. So that's really sad. The nasturtiums, they're looking even a little rough. None of this got weeded. You can see it's completely overgrown. Because I was really the only one that did the weeding for the most part. You can see the beans are starting, for some reason they're starting to die. I don't even know what's happening with those. But they weren't the kind of beans that I wanted. For some reason, when we ordered beans, some of them came out like bush beans, and they were rounded beans. And then others came out kind of flat. Let's see if I can even see any. I mean, the plants are, I don't know what's wrong with them. Like I said, I've been working so much. I haven't had time to really look at any of this stuff. I can't even find any beans right now. That's sad. Anyways, I don't know if they'll make it for another flush. See the tomatoes? These ones were doing pretty good, and suddenly they're doing bad again. Now, is it because these mortgage lifters spread their disease everywhere? I don't know. They're not being planted next year, period. This is the only zucchini plant that kind of looks decent. We got the vine borers so bad, and we tried everything. I mean, I tried injecting them. I tried burying the vines. You can see some of them were really, really babied. I've just about given up on it because the vine borers were supposed to be gone in late July around here, is what I've read everywhere. But we had them until, well, just a couple weeks ago. So they were still flying around. And so that'd be at least mid-August. Now the peppers have done really nice. I mean, they're huge. They've been producing like crazy, more peppers than we could ever eat. So next year, we'll probably not plant anywhere near this many peppers. So, but some of them, these Corno de Toro peppers are really nice. Let's see. I don't know if you can see in there, but well, it looks like that one's been bored into. But the only problem, like, they look like a nice bell or something, long, faster growing, but they're thin-walled. So they're definitely not like these peppers, which are very thick-walled. And yeah, we have to come out here and take some of that. The celery is almost ready. Some of it anyways. Some stalks had decent sized celery on it. Like that's pretty big, but this one's like pretty little still. We've pulled off 2 watermelon that weren't completely ready. It's first time growing them. Don't really know. I'm gonna wait for the stems to dry out because we waited for the tendrils to dry out and that wasn't enough. So just gonna wait until the stems sort of dry out. And look at my poor tomatoes. And some of them are so bleached from the sun, it's just awful. I mean, the only consolation is how many we have. I mean, we've pulled off pounds and pounds of tomatoes. I've already jarred probably 4 quarts of sauce, 7 pints of diced, 6 pints of diced, 7 pints of salsa. I've got another batch in the crock pot of sauce. 3 half pints of tomato soup, because I'm using the cherry tomatoes to make that, and it tastes just like Campbell's soup because it's just enough sweetness in there. It's so good. Anyways, and see, our pumpkins are still going pretty good. It's oops, I sounded like a 14-year-old boy for a minute there. They're still growing. This, for some reason though, we keep getting baby pumpkins and then they turn yellow and fall off, and I don't know why. I mean, we've only got, I think we have 3 on the vine that's surviving, that has made it into what I would consider adulthood, I guess. Yeah, we have 3 so far. The rest just keep falling off. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because the vines can only support 1 at a time. That just doesn't seem logical to me. You can see there was 1 that was aborted. Here was 1 that was aborted. I mean, and the one that's over here looks kind of yellowish. So that one doesn't look like it's going to make it either. I don't know what to do to make these stay on. And because there are, let's see, there are 4 vines over here, and I only have 3 mature or maturing pumpkins. And everything I read, there should be, you know, 2 to 3 per vine of these blue pumpkins, these Stardales. So I don't know. I mean, here's another one. I'm gonna try to let that one sit and not put it on cardboard yet, I guess. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know. You can see the powdery mildew really came in, unfortunately, and it's taking these plants, and again, I'm just not here enough to be taking care of these, and I've had a lot of, since I started this job, I've been having a lot of aches and pains, and I don't get home until late, like after dark, and it's been tough. I just can't. And I've been processing all of our food that's coming out of here, so unfortunately it's been severely neglected. I don't know. There's our second round of potatoes that we didn't have a whole lot of potatoes, but I just put some in the ground after we pulled these guys out. So we're just gonna let them go until either they're done or the frost gets them, and then we'll dig them out and just, you know, be grateful and happy for whatever we get out of it. We did plant some beets and some radishes, but it's really hard to tell anymore because of all the weeds. I don't know what's what. It's really frustrating to have all these weeds, like really frustrating. The red potatoes, you can see they're all yellow. They're probably ready to be pulled out. The sweet potatoes, I don't know how they're doing. Fertilizer, I tried to fertilize these guys, but you know, there's not a lot of red potatoes in there, but I think there's like 4 plants maybe. But these little pumpkins tried to overcome, and they have new growth on them and new pumpkins, which is great, but I'm afraid they're just going to get the mildew, so I need to spray. Look at, you can see the pumpkins that we've gotten off so far from the mildew plants. So these are just little sugar pie pumpkins. Obviously, some of them are kind of real little, but that's about their size. This box over here is doing okay. You could tell the vine borer really got in here and did some major serious damage on all of these, like all of them. But the good news with pumpkins is they can create root systems everywhere they go. So this one actually has a little pumpkin that is still green, so I'm hopeful that it'll make it. And this vine has grown, and I just helped root it in the drawer there so that it can keep going and hopefully get to the ground before any of those stupid worms. I haven't found them either. I've stabbed in there. I don't know if I've gotten any of them. I mean, you can see one of the holes that I put when I was injecting it. The lettuce is going to seed, which is okay. It just got way too hot. And so I'm waiting for some of it, like this and this, to have seeds so I can gather the seeds from it. And our little apple tree, he's doing all right. So actually he's doing pretty good, I'd say. This will be filled with honeybees when it starts opening. Honeybees love this stuff, this sedum. Anyway, this is kale and broccoli. Just gonna let some of that go to seed. It's weird, we had no cucumber beetles till like this last, I don't know, couple weeks, and suddenly they're everywhere. You can see all these. Get earwigs in the broccoli too. Kind of ticks me off. These are all the side shoots. Oh, look at that one. It finally had it out, but I don't know if there's bugs in it since we had to uncover it. These were basically breaking through, so it wasn't strong enough to hold them in. So they broke through, and it was just a mess. They were pulling it down from the side over there, so it wasn't even closed in anymore, so we just took it out of there because we got to clean that whole bed out. Just everything is just kind of a mess. The strawberries are still flowering. I mean, they've probably pulled, oh gosh, I would say about, oh goodness, 4 or 5 quarts off in the last few weeks, and they're flowering still, and or again. But I mean, these guys are just gonna go, I think, for the rest of the summer. So it seems like springtime they have a big flush kind of all at the same time, and then, you know, about, I don't know, 2 weeks after that they start flowering again, and within another week or 2 they start having strawberries again, and then they just keep going. I don't know if you can see that one little red apple over there. It's our only apple, but he's still alive, so I'm happy. I had to spray those poor apple trees. But yeah, it's sad days. Hoping to have this garden looking pretty for another month at least. But man, look at those weeds. I just can't stand it. I really can't stand it. Definitely gonna do something different next year. First of all, the pumpkins are not going in there next year. They're gonna probably go over there in the corner of the yard. I mean, honestly, they did better coming out into the grass, and they just rooted all over the place. So, like these, the Jardels look beautiful. So we're just gonna do that. And the tomatoes will be planted further apart, and I'm gonna try selective breeding. I took tomatoes from this guy because he was the last to really succumb, and he's got the biggest, most beautiful tomatoes that come off him. So I'm gonna be saving, well, I've already got seeds saved from him, so anyways. Okay, so I do a quick update. We harvested some of our celery because I'm making vegetable stew, or stock. So that's pretty decent size. That's just our first stalk. And we're harvesting red potatoes. Now granted, there weren't that many plants here, so we didn't expect to get a whole lot, but this is more than I planted, so that's good news.
That might be all of them here.
Yeah.
Got a lot though.
Yeah, that's
6 or 7.
yeah, they're decent size. I mean, that's a pretty good sized potato.
Nothing in them. Aww.
Didn't have anything.
Well,
Well,
tiny plant. Teeny tiny plant.
yeah.
He was ready to go anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you got to do, and
Hold on a minute. Second.
do you feel one, or do you feel a sweet potato?
I feel like
Yeah? Are they sweet potatoes? No,
that
that
little
is a little guy.
But,
Well, we can probably go right into our vegetable soup. Either that or our other potatoes. Okay, guys. So, anyways, thanks for coming along to see my sad little garden tour. You'll probably see it one more time before winter, maybe, and we'll kind of talk about plans and figure out what we're going to be doing differently next year, what worked and kind of what didn't. So, thanks for coming along. Take care of yourselves. God bless.